Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Iowa City Spells 2005. This is the Library Friends Foundation's 8th annual Adult Spelling Bee and the first in this beautiful, just incredible meeting space in our newly renovated library. So I am Patty McCarthy, the library's development director, and it's thrilled to have just about standing room only here and to have all the folks joining us at home on Library Channel 10. So far this year, this special fundraiser has brought in more than $7,000 and the money will be used to purchase materials for our library collections. Many of you also brought a book for the Bookend, the library's used bookstore, and we're very grateful for that, and we're very grateful that we're still counting donations because people put some in our donation jar at the door. So all the proceeds that are raised tonight can be used by the library because of the very generous sponsorship of the event by Hans Jewelers. And we are delighted that Bill Nusser joins us again as Master of Ceremonies. So please join me in welcoming Bill Nusser and let the spelling begin.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to the 8th annual Spelling Bee. She says they're delighted as if I were asked to do this. I paid to do this. I just want you to know. And my good friend Dottie Ray always she has a radio show. It's the longest running radio show in Iowa City, and she always describes for listeners what's going on, and she paints fabulous word pictures of what's happening. And for years, I used to get up here and lie about how filled the room was, but now we have cameras everywhere, and I can't lie about it, but I'm happy to say that the room is filled, just completely filled with people tonight. Very exciting evening. We've got the screens open, even though Susan Craig does not like to have the screens open here, but we've got people looking in from the sidewalks. A very exciting, very thrilling evening. I'd like to introduce some people tonight. I should also tell you, we're here in the new room here, the library is spectacular. So if anybody hasn't been here, and people listening and watching in the TV audience, you need to come see the library if you haven't. But this is one of the most widely used libraries in the whole country, so it's unlikely that you haven't been here. And so for that, we're very proud. This year we have 18 teams spelling. Last year we had 10, and this is also an excellent year fundraising for the library too. All the money goes to the public library, obviously a worthy cause. I'd like to make some introductions this year. We have 6 new teams. We have a new pronouncer this year because Jody Hovland, our usual pronouncer, couldn't make it, but we did not compromise in terms of quality. We got WSUI, KSUI's Ben Kiefer as our pronouncer this year, and we have the Iowa City Public Library's Maureen Delaney as the audience participation word person. We have 2 outstanding judges, one who's overly qualified, probably overqualified, but we won't. I suppose I shouldn't rub that in, is Sheldon Kurtz from the University of Iowa's Law School. And we have Martha Luberoff, who is of the Iowa City Public Library, too. Both are judges. They're looking, I don't know whether we can get a camera on them, but they're looking very official. They even have a dictionary up there, and I think it's not a prop. I think it's a real thing. And Martha, you're the timekeeper, is that right? Oh, that's you. Susan Craig, the library director, the director of the public library, is the timekeeper. And we have, as we've called her our sound effects person, but this year, since we're in this fabulous new room with this incredible technology, she's our Foley artist. It's Maeve Clark. We could not have an event without Maeve. I'd like to remind the audience that we have refreshments over here. They're provided by the Hy-Vee Food Store on Waterfront Drive, who have been continuous sponsors of this of the Spelling Bee. And we have prizes donated by Prairie Lights and by Hy-Vee, the Waterfront. We have by the Bookend, which is the Iowa City Public Library's bookstore. And I invite you to see the Bookend too. We have some people on teams here that are that the Bookend has a team here, and we'll talk about them in a little bit. I'd like now to introduce the teams, and I'd like you to stand as we introduce you. And we're going to do it alphabetically by team. The first team is the Act Like Spellers, and they are ACT-related people. The sponsor is Pogo and Friends. Bob Opplinger put them together, but Bob Opplinger is not here, which I think is really interesting. These are Pete Robinson, Bill Tate, and Rick Williams representing Act Like Spellers ACT. And they said that Bob Oblinger can't spell, but he can certainly provide the money for them to spell, which is good. That's good enough for us. Team number 2 is Bradley and Riley PC. Bradley and Riley, this is a group of 3 women who are all friends. 2 of them are co-owner of Ruby's Pearl, and one of them is a straw bale construction person, which it means that she builds things out of straw bales. And I always wondered who built those houses that the 3 little pigs blew down. They were a team without a sponsor, and Bradley and Riley PC were a sponsor without a team, and so there's a match made in heaven here. We wish you luck. The next team are the Headliners, and they are sponsored by the Gazette. They're over here all in yellow T-shirts. These people have been in the spelling bee for at least 5 years, and they're comprised of Linda Alexander, and she recruited the other 2 who are new spellers, Jim O'Neill and Kelly Roeder. Kelly has the unique qualification of having won 3rd place in her 4th grade spelling bee, and I understand that Jim O'Neill is here simply because he's Jim O'Neill. Next, I'd like to introduce I don't know how to say this, the ICAR, which is the Iowa City Area Association of Realtors team, if you'd stand up. And the ringleader is Rita Aurora. And these are all realtors in Iowa City, and they are representing this association that does so many great things in this community. And Ryan O'Leary over here was the brains. Apparently, he got Rita to get everybody else going on this team, and then ended up getting roped into this himself when somebody else backed out. And then we have Judy Rhodes, who said she was hijacked into this, but I bet she's a really good speller. The next team, this is excellent. This is called the ICCSD School Board. It's a brand new team. It is, as was the Association of Realtors team. This is, if you're a public access television watcher, you would be watching their meeting tonight on television, because the Iowa City Community School District School Board of Directors meets on Tuesday nights at 7. And they're not meeting right now because they're here. They formed a team, and I'd like you to stand up. They are Don Jackson, who is a school board member and a former vice president of the school board, Jan Leff, who's a board member and current president of the Iowa City School Board, and Lauren Reese, who's a board member and former president of the school board. So, is that dedication to literacy or what? So we have students on some teams here, and so I want you to take note. Your school board cares about this stuff. Kirkwood Killer Bees is the next team. And I'm happy to say that this team was the 2002, 2003, and 2004 champions. So if you want to get some little competitive vibes going, this is the team to dislike. Yeah. Yep. Every year. They've been in this every year, this competition every year. And we have Betty Adams, who's been here the most. Betty's in blue. And she's the dean's secretary at Kirkwood. And I don't know whether she makes the dean let her do this or the dean makes her do it, but I think it's the latter. And she gets the other people. Steve Carpenter is the public information director of Kirkwood and Cedar Rapids. And Molly Molliston works at I said I'd ruin that. It's Missy Molliston, works in the library at Kirkwood here in Iowa City. Is that right, Missy? Thanks. Sorry for brutalizing your name. Good luck. We have the Letterheads. Next we have the Letterheads, who are the 1998 champions. Where are you, Letterheads? Stand up. And we have Bill Asenjo, who's a freelance writer. He's a rehabilitation consultant, and he is a friend of mine, and I know he's a good writer, and so we hope he's a good speller too. We have Kevin Hatch on the team, who's on the Iowa City Public Library staff, and he's the webmaster here. And we have Bill Korf, who's on the Iowa City Public Library Board of Trustees. So this team has very good credentials, too. Good luck, letterheads. We have the logo cephalics. And this group, I understand, has been studying, is this true? You've been studying twice weekly? That's what I was told. And this group, oh, they have a cheering section. All right. Huge section in the back there. We have Carl Armans, who's a bookend. This is sponsored actually by the Bookend Committee. And we have Carl Armans, who's a Bookend customer and also a book dealer. We have Ernani Magallanes, who is a Bookend volunteer. And Patricia Martin, who is a second-year speller this year, and she's also a Bookend volunteer, and she works for the University of Iowa. Your boss is here, Patricia. We hope he's impressed. Okay. Next, and we hope you're impressed. Next is the Long Spellers, which is a brand-new team, and this is a really impressive team, too, because this is a neighborhood association. This is the Longfellow Neighborhood Association that is here. They've gotten together, and I thought this is just this amazing act of I was getting all warm and fuzzy inside about the whole idea that a neighborhood association would come together and do this, but Jeanette Carter, who's a librarian here, spearheaded this, and she it lives in this, she's a part of this association, and got these people together, and one of whom is her husband, who's Wayne Patton over here. And she had everybody over for pizza to make sure everybody would get to know each other and not fight up here when they had problems with words. And we have Barbara Yerkes, who's in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences at the university, and I think they're going to do a good job today. They also have Jim Calkins, who is not here yet but will be here. So good luck to you. The next is also a great team. It's Marsh Advantage America Spellers, and Marsh Advantage America is their sponsor. And these are all, these members are all part of the library's teen advisory panel, the teen advisory group. And I asked them how they got to be on this group, and all of them said they signed up. So, but we're impressed, and we're glad you're a part of this library. I'm sure it's a great experience. We have Abdullah Awad, who is a student at Northwest Junior High. We have Vasu Balakrishnan, who's a student at West High. He's a sophomore at West. And we have Shelley Litton, who is a homeschooled student. And we're proud to have you here and welcome you to the Spelling Bee this year. The next team we have is the Old Capitol Kiwanis, which is sponsored by Old Capitol Kiwanis. I didn't get around to them, but so why you're here for how many years now? 4 years, 4 years. And have you placed in this before? Third place. Which year? Third place is good enough for me. 4 years ago. So they're back. Can I say this is a grudge match? Is this, yeah, so yours, I can see the smoke coming out of the nostrils. We have Kathy Schweer. We have Carl Jacobson and Vern Steve. Are you all Kiwanis members? And you get any kind of credit for being here for this? Like Kiwanis Heaven or something? Good, that's good. Thank you and good luck. Another new team we have here this year are the Press Citizen Spellers, and I was happy to meet. All of these are reporters from the Press Citizen, and these are people you probably know their names, but now you know their faces, and I'm not sure if that's good for you or bad, but I hope it's good. We have Rob Daniel, we have Christian Schorsch, and Brooke Sherrard, and did I do that right? And we're thrilled. I just want you all to know that the Gazette has had a reign over here for a long time, and so, you know, don't feel any pressure about that. And there is a Daily Iowan reporter here, and we're hoping that Bill Casey will respond with the team next year so we can have the three of you. So do well so you'll be back. Good luck. Thanks. The next team are the Savants, and they're sponsored by McGrath Financial Services, and you'll recognize Duke McGrath there. And Duke has been here this is Duke's fourth personal spelling bee, and his third time is the Savants, which he's sponsored. And Duke is on the Friends Foundation board here at the library, and he has recruited Holly Herko and Judy Stebrel to spell with them, and they're back, and they got fourth place once in the spelling bee, and they haven't forgotten that they weren't in the #1 spot, and they're ready to spell tonight. So we're looking forward to seeing this. The next is a new team. They're looking like they're sweating around the collar. I'd like to say it's one of you, but Jane, it's you, and it's supposed to be the other one. And this is called Scorton Spellers, and they're sponsored by the University of Iowa President's Office. And we have Thomas Dean, who is the he's actually the special assistant to the president, but they called him the spelling assistant to the president. And I think that if you look closely, watch his lips move as Scorton appears to be spelling these words. And then you'll know how that part of the university works. We have Jane Van Voorhis here, who her title is Coordinator of Outreach and Special Events. But Jane really handles so many parts of David's life, of his schedule and his life, that she is also indispensable to him. So what you're seeing is a rare glimpse of the people pulling the strings, and then we have the puppet right there, David Scorton, Dr. Scorton, who's the president of the University of Iowa. We're thrilled to have you here. Thank you. Our next team is called Spellbound, and they are sponsored by the Lensing Funeral and Cremation Service. Ooh, that's a bad slip. And this, sorry guys. I think I'd rather be created than cremated, though. And this team is comprised of West Side students, go West, and these students were handpicked by Carolyn Van Zanti, who is an English teacher who has supplied students to the spelling bee, who have done quite well, I might add, for many, many years. And I think Carolyn Van Zanti had my brothers-in-law, both my brothers-in-law, as students at West Side many, many years ago. So if she ever gets a little nasty, I can call my brother-in-law and give you some good scoop. We have Kelly Johnson, we have Katie Roller, and I want to say that I heard Katie Roller sing a beautiful solo at the concert the other night. And we have Elliot Weiss. Is that right, Elliot? Great. And so good luck, you guys. We have another team this year that's back after a one-year hiatus. We have they're called Three Guys this year, and they're sponsored by Buckle Down Publishing, and so they have been spellers. This team has been existent for 7 of the 8 years, and they're actually volunteering for the first time. They used to be forced to come here, so these guys are actually here on their own will. Nick Castor is the new guy, and the recidivists, I guess, are John Hamm and Daniel Smith, who have been here and spelled before. And this team has done very well before in the spelling, and they're tough competitors. So you'll want to watch these guys. Then we have Webster's Collegiate, which are sponsored by University of Iowa Community Credit Union. And this is another team. This is their, I don't know, how many times have you been here? Do you know? 4 times. And they got 3rd place last year in the spelling bee, and so they're back here to do a little bit better this year. That was pretty good last year. That was 3rd out of 10. It's not bad. Jeff Disterhoff is usually here, but he's in Puerto Rico. We do not feel sorry for him at all. It'd be nice for them to show him that he is dispensable. And we have Gary Appleby, we have Dan Uphoff, and we have Ben Wright. And so let's give them a hand. And then last, we have the West Bank Spellers, and this is not like left bank spellers. These are actually mainstream spellers. We have, and on this team we have Rachana Lakshman. Is that right? Good. And she is the assistant counsel at West Bank, a wonderful lawyer, a person that I've met before. We have Tom Seelig, who is he's a senior vice president at West Bank, best known as my next door neighbor. And we have Lynn Rowett, who has been my friend for a long time. He's the president of the bank, and he's on the Friends Foundation board here at the Iowa City Public Library. And so we're happy to welcome him. And so those are the teams for this year's, the 18 teams for this year's annual spelling bee. And with everybody introduced, I'm going to reintroduce you to Shelley Kurtz, our judge, and he is going to read you the relevant rules for the first group of rounds for the spelling bee. Shelley?
Thank you, Bill. Well, first of all, the judges wish to welcome all of the teams and wish all of them the best of luck. We want to make sure that every member of a team has a chance to spell, so in the very first round, each member of the team will be given a word. During this first round, a team may misspell one word and remain in the competition. until the team misses a second word. However, if you misspell the second word during this very first round, you'll be eliminated, even if your third member hasn't had a chance to spell. Our pronouncer, Ben Kiefer, will be pronouncing each word. We'll give you a definition of the word, use it in a sentence, and pronounce it once more. Words used in the Iowa City Spells will be selected from the 2005 edition of the Scripps Howard Padilla and from Webster's Third New International Dictionary. The teams are permitted, in fact, maybe even encouraged, to collaborate in terms of coming up with the spelling of a word, but the designated speller must begin spelling within 20 seconds, and the word's complete spelling must be done all within a 60-second period. You may, if you wish, ask for one additional pronunciation of the word, but no more. As far as the format goes, I think you pretty much understand what's going to happen. The designator speller shall, 1, state the word. Next, spell the word, stopping and starting again if you desire, but remember within that 60-second period. And then you must restate the word, which of course signals that you have completed the round. Any questions relating to the spelling of a word or the interpretation of our rules should be referred to myself and my co-judge, Martha Luberoff. I want to emphasize that any decision we make is absolutely final and unreviewable. The deadline for making a protest is before the next word is pronounced pronounced to the subsequent team. When only 2 teams remain, a protest must be made immediately before the second team has started to spell the word given them, or if both have missed the same word before the correct spelling is announced to the audience. And then I can't resist the last. Any team found with a printed or electronic dictionary shall pay a fine of $1 million or be eliminated from the competition.
That's one.
It's their choice. It's their choice.
Right.
Good luck.
Thank you. All right, are we ready? Now, since we have so many teams, we're going to ask that you file up and back quickly, so be aware of when you're up next. So why don't we start the first round, and we'll start it with Act Like Spellers, sponsored by Pogo and Friends. Come on up, guys. Pete Robinson, Bill Tate, and Rick Williams. Ben, we're ready.
The first word is alligator, a reptile having a head not tapering to the snout and being, in general, much more sluggish than the typical crocodiles. Jason's favorite sight at the fair was a woman wrestling an alligator. Alligator.
Alligator, A-L-L-I-G-A-T-O-R, alligator.
Correct.
Very good. The next team is Radley and Riley PC, sponsored by the same. Go ahead.
Infinite, having no end, extending indefinitely. Kevin often looks at the sky and wonders whether the universe is bounded or infinite.
Infinite. I-N-F-I-N-I-T-E. Infinite.
It's
Correct.
hard- It's harder than it looks, isn't it? Yep. The next team are the Headliners, sponsored by the Gazette.
Ravioli, an elementary paste made in little shells or cases and stuffed as with cheese, spinach, or meat. Fletcher bought a package of frozen spinach ravioli and a jar of tomato sauce. Ravioli.
Ravioli, R-A-V-I-O-L-I, ravioli.
Correct.
Very good. The next team is the Iowa City Area Association of Realtors team, the ICAR team.
Piecemeal, one part at a time, little by little. The magazine published the novel Piecemeal for several weeks. Piecemeal.
Piecemeal, P-I-E-C-E-M-E-A-L, piecemeal.
Correct.
Very good. Now we have the Iowa City's Community School District School Board.
Mineralize, supply with minerals or any inorganic compound. Mary's science project was a poster explaining how fluoride ions in toothpaste mineralize teeth and thereby fight decay. Mineralize.
Mineralize. M-I-N-E-R-A-L-I-Z-E. Mineralize.
Correct.
Very good. Now we have the Kirkwood Killer Bees, sponsored by Kirkwood Community College.
Generate. Cause to be, bring into existence. Claude hoped that his speech about patriotism would generate significant financial support for the Olympic teams. Generate.
Generate. G-E-N-E-R-A-T-E. Generate.
Correct.
Good job. Next, we have the letterhead, sponsored by the Iowa City Public Library Board of Trustees.
Playwright. A person who writes a composition arranged for enactment as by actors on a stage and intended to portray life or character or to tell a story through the actions and usually dialogue of the enactors. The playwright based his drama in part on the struggles between gangs in the ghetto. Playwright.
Playwright. Excuse me. Playwright. P-L-A-Y-W-R-I-G-H-T. Playwright.
Correct.
Very good. And next, we have the Logocephalics, sponsored by the Bookend Committee.
Cosmetic. Relating to or making for beauty, especially of the complexion. A company reported that its cosmetic facial cream would erase wrinkles. Cosmetic.
Cosmetic, C-O-S-M-E-T-I-C, cosmetic.
Correct.
Excellent. And we have the Long Spellers, sponsored by the Longfellow Neighborhood Association.
Trilogy. A series of 3 dramas, or sometimes 3 literary or musical compositions, that although each is in one sense complete, have a close mutual relation and form one theme or develop aspects of one basic concept. The 3rd novel in the trilogy was a sequel to the first, but the second was a prequel to it. Trilogy.
Trilogy. T-R-I-L-O-G-Y. Trilogy.
Correct.
And if you could spell through that example, you should win this whole thing. We have Marsh Advantage America Spellers.
Mantilla. A light scarf, often of black lace, worn over the head and shoulders, especially by Spanish and Latin American women. Before leaving for church, Angela covered her long black hair with a lacy mantilla. Mantilla.
Mantilla. M-A-N-T-I-A. Mantilla.
Incorrect.
Oh, now this doesn't mean the team is out. That's all right. Good job. Thank you, Mark. Next, we have
The word is correctly
Oh, I'm
spelled.
sorry.
Thank you. M-A-N-T-I-double-L-A. Mantilla.
That's like getting a whole bunch of simple 3-letter words and then getting chrysanthemum. Next, we have Old Cabot Kiwanis Club.
Okay.
Go ahead, spellers.
Ruddy. Having or marked by a reddish color associated with the glow of good health or a suffusion of blood, as from exercise, excitement, exposure. Working in the fields has given Caleb a ruddy complexion. Ruddy.
Ruddy. R-U-D-D-Y. Ruddy.
Correct.
Very good. The Press Citizen Spellers.
Culprit. One who is guilty of a crime or other wrongdoing. The detectives devised a plan to capture the culprit. Culprit.
Culprit. C-U-L-P-R-I-T. Culprit.
Correct.
Very good. The Savants, sponsored by McGrath Financial Services.
Restaurant. An establishment where refreshments or meals may be procured by the public. A public eating house. Health inspectors visited Nellie's restaurant 3 times before they would allow it to reopen. Restaurant.
Restaurant, R-E-S-T-A-U-R-A-N-T, restaurant.
Correct.
Excellent. Scorton Spellers.
Get it over with.
You know, that's the bad thing about putting your name on this team, David.
Sequel, continuation, especially a literary work, continuing the course of a narrative begun in a preceding one. The film was so popular that the producer asked the screenwriter for a sequel. Sequel.
Sequel, S-E-Q-U-E-L, sequel.
Correct.
Spellbound, sponsored by Lensing Funeral Home and Cremation Service.
Anthology, a usually representative collection of selected literary pieces or passages. John hopes to find The Road Not Taken in his mom's Anthology of American Literature. Anthology.
Anthology. A-N-T-H-O-L-O-G-Y. Anthology.
Correct.
Excellent. Three Guys, sponsored by Buckle Down Publishing.
Hitherto, up to this time until now, Frida has discovered an opening to a hitherto unknown cave. Hitherto.
Hitherto. H-I-T-H-E-R-T-O. Hitherto.
Correct.
Webster's Collegiates, sponsored by the University of Iowa Community Credit Union.
Medicaster, a medical charlatan, a quack. Merrill learned from old family letters that her great-grandfather was a Medicaster in the Oklahoma Territory. Medicaster.
Medicaster. M-E-D-I-C-A-S-T-E-R. Medicaster.
Correct.
And the West Bank Spellers, sponsored by West Bank.
Ballast, a relatively heavy substance used to maintain a ship at its proper draft or trim or to improve its stability. Captain Bellows used his crew as movable ballast during the race. Ballast.
Ballast, B-A-L-L-A-S-T, ballast.
Correct.
Very good. Okay. We're done with the first part of the round. And how about an audience participation word, Maureen?
All right, me.
Good.
The word is parvenu, one that has recently or suddenly risen to an unaccustomed position of wealth or power and has not yet gained the prestige, dignity, or manner associated with it. This parvenu has a lot to learn before he's acceptable. Parvenu. Parvenu.
Well, pardon me, but I don't think I've heard that word. Okay, now I want to remind spellers that a different person in your group has to spell the word this time. And we had only one team with one miss, and so everybody's still eligible. Let's start with Act Like Spellers again, sponsored by Pogo and Friends.
Impatiently, in a manner that is restless or short of temper, especially under irritation, delay, or opposition. The actress waited impatiently in the wings for her cue to go on stage. Impatiently.
Impatiently, I-M-P-A-T-I-E-N-T-L-Y, impatiently.
Correct.
Very good. Bradley and Riley, PC.
Correspond. Communicate with a person by exchange of letters. Mason and his friends correspond frequently by email. Correspond.
Correspond. C-O-R-R-E-S-P-O-N-D. Correspond.
Correct.
Good job, Riley. The Headliner, sponsored by the Gazette.
Duet. Performance of musical composition or movement for two singers or two instrumentalists. Stephen and Christiana's duet featured Bach's Concerto for two violins in D minor. Duet.
Duet. D-U-E-T. Duet.
Correct.
Very good. And we have the ICAR team, Iowa City Area Association of Realtors.
Junket. A pleasure trip or tour made by an official at public expense, ostensibly for purposes of inspection, investigation, or other public business. Many citizens complained that the mayor's business trip to Japan was merely a junket. Junket.
Junket. Junket. Junket.
Correct.
Okay, Iowa City Community School District School Board.
Naturalism. The quality, rendering, or expression of art or literature executed according to the theory that art or literature should conform exactly to nature or depict every appearance of the subject that comes to the artist's attention. Naturalism in plays is often exemplified by tough, unsentimental characters, sordid urban settings, and fast-paced, slangy dialogue. Naturalism.
Naturalism, Naturalism, naturalism.
Correct.
Spelled like the teacher she is. The Kirkwood Killer Bees, sponsored by Kirkwood Community College.
Muscular. Of, relating to, or performed by the tissues that function to reproduce motion and are made up of variously modified elongated cells capable of contracting when stimulated. Jeff's goal is to increase his muscular strength and endurance. Muscular.
Muscular. M-U-S-C-U-L-A-R. Muscular.
Correct.
The Letterhead, sponsored by the Iowa City Public Library Board of Trustees.
Heraldry. A branch of knowledge that deals with the history and practice of bearing and displaying armorial designs with the art of describing them. When she began studying heraldry, Jenny realized that she would have to learn a dictionary's worth of specialized terms. Heraldry.
Heraldry. Heraldry. Heraldry.
Correct.
Logocephalics, sponsored by the Bookend Committee.
Rebellion. Open defiance of or armed resistance to the authority of an established government. The government asked for foreign assistance in quelling the rebellion. Rebellion.
Rebellion. R-E-B-E-L-L-I-O-N. Rebellion.
Correct.
Well done. The Long Spellers, sponsored by the Longfellow Neighborhood Association.
Thorough. Marked by sound, systematic attention to all aspects and details. A thorough music practice session for Keith usually takes about an hour.
Thorough, T-H-O-R-O-U-G-H, thorough.
Correct.
Okay. Marsh Advantage America Spellers.
Idolize. Give absolute religious devotion and ultimate trust to something that is not God. It is worrisome that so many people idolize sports figures, rock stars, and millionaires. Idolize.
Idolize. I-D-O-L-I-Z-E. Idolize.
Correct.
I hate to tell you, I idolize millionaires. Sorry. Old Capitol Kiwanis.
That's not so hard, is it? Fandangle, an ornate or fantastic ornament. Ben hung an antique fandangle in the window of his coffee shop. Fandangle.
Fandangle. F-A-N-D-A-N-G-L-E. Fandangle.
Correct.
The Press Citizen Spellers. Oops.
Aromatic. Of, relating to, or characterized by the presence of at least one benzene ring. Aromatic amines are used mainly in the manufacture of dyes. Aromatic.
Aromatic, A-E-R-O-M-A-T-I-C, aromatic.
That is incorrect.
Okay, well, nice try, spellers. Iowa City, or the Press Citizen Spellers. Let's have the savants. That does not really work.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's correct spelling, please.
Yeah,
Ben,
forgive
sorry.
me. Aromatic is spelled A-R-O-M-A-T-I-C. No
Close.
E.
Very close. Okay, we have the savants, McGrath Financial Services.
No looking over my shoulder.
The savants.
Ivory, of a creamy white color. The ivory sweater that Kay purchased qualifies as winter white. Ivory.
Ivory. I-V-O-R-Y. Ivory.
Correct.
Scorton spellers. I am enjoying this.
Pretzel, a glazed, usually salted bakery product made of a rope of dough, typically twisted into a form resembling the letter B. Brian munched on a large pretzel as he watched his favorite television program. Pretzel.
Pretzel, P-R-E-T-Z-E-L, pretzel.
Correct.
Very good. There's a man who's made out a shopping list. The Spellbound, sponsored by Lansing Funeral Home and Cremation Services.
Reconstitute, restore the composition of, as a concentrated juice, by adding water. Mitch thought he might reconstitute the canned tomato soup by adding milk instead of water. Reconstitute.
Reconstitute. R-E-C-O-N-S-T-I-T-U-T-E. Reconstitute.
Correct.
Three Guys, sponsored by Buckle Down Publishing.
Agitated, troubled in mind, disturbed. The crowd became agitated when the candidate failed to appear. Agitated.
Agitated. A-G-I-T-A-T-E-D. Agitated.
Correct.
Webster's Collegiates, the University of Iowa Community Credit Union sponsor.
Mesa, a usually isolated hill or mountain having abrupt or steeply sloping sides and a level top. The hikers plan to have their picnic atop the faraway mesa. Mesa.
Mesa. M-E-S-A. Mesa.
Correct.
Good. And the West Bank Spellers, sponsored by West Bank.
Companion. A structure with frames and sashes formerly incorporated into the deck of a vessel to admit light to a cabin or lower deck. A large wave crashed into the companion and startled the crew members below.
Companion. C-O-M-P-A-N-I-O-N. Companion.
Correct.
Very good. That would have thrown me. All right, Maureen, how about another audience participation word?
Hey, Maeve?
Whoa.
Maelstrom. Powerful, often violent whirlpool sucking in objects, within a given radius. The ship's captain had no warning of the maelstrom just a quarter of a mile ahead. Maelstrom.
Sounds like the area up here by the microphones.
Yeah.
Okay, third round. This is where the last member who hasn't spelled spells, and then we're back, and then we'll be into regular round spelling. Let's start with Act Like Spellers, sponsored by Pogo and Friends.
Reformatory. A penal institution to which especially young or first offenders are committed for training and reformation. For stealing automobiles, the juvenile was sent to a reformatory until he reached the age of 18. Reformatory.
Reformatory. R-E-F-O-R-M-A-T-O-R-Y. Reformatory.
Correct.
Very good. Bradley and Riley, PC.
Lingual, of or relating to the tongue. Huey's lingual inflammation made his speech unintelligible. Lingual.
Lingual. L-I-N-G-U-A-L. Lingual.
Correct.
Good job. The headliners.
Duration. A portion of time which is measurable or during which something exists, lasts, or is in progress. Deidre's mother interrupted her daughters and said that there would be no more arguing for the duration of the meal.
Duration. D-U-R-A-T-I-O-N. Duration.
Correct.
Very good. They were sponsored by the Gazette. And now the ICAR team, Iowa City Area Association of Realtors.
Capsule, a gelatin shell enclosing medicine. Swallowing a capsule without a sip of liquid is difficult for most people. Capsule.
Capsule. C-A-P-S-U-L-E. Capsule.
Correct.
Very good, Ryan. And the Iowa City Community School District School Board.
Memorable, worthy of being remembered or noted. The Raven is one of Edgar Allan Poe's most memorable poems.
Memorable. M-E-M-O-R-A-B-L-E. Memorable.
Correct.
Excellent. Georgia Flum, who is Lauren's daughter out there, I want you to notice she didn't even consult her teammates on that one. Impressive. Okay. Kirkwood, I'm just rooting for you, Lauren. Kirkwood Killer Bees, sponsored by Kirkwood Community College.
Precinct, a part of a territory as a city having definite bounds or functions and often established for administrative purposes. A district. Peter's registration card lists information about the precinct in which he lives and votes. Precinct.
Precinct. P-R-E-C-I-N-C-T. Precinct.
That is correct.
The Letterhead, sponsored by the Iowa City Public Library Board of Trustees.
Re-establish, set up, fix, or confirm again. Mrs. Jackson thought that at the start of the second semester, she should re-establish the class rules. Re-establish.
Reestablish. R-E-S-T-A-B-L-I-S-H. Reestablish.
Would you please spell it once more?
Reestablish. R-E-S-T-A-B-L-I-S-H.
That is...
Has a double E?
Judges, we need help
I
on
didn't
that.
let him finish saying the word again.
Oh, that's right.
It was spelled incorrectly twice.
Reestablish?
Yes,
That's right.
it's incorrect. Two E's. R-E-E-S-T-A-B-L-I-S-H. Sorry.
It doesn't knock you out, so.
Okay.
All
Okay,
right,
good.
there we go. Good try. The logo Cephalics, sponsored by the Bookend Committee.
Applause. Approval publicly expressed as by clapping hands. After the applause subsided, the opera continued. Applause.
Applause. A-P-P-L-A-U-S-E. Applause.
That is correct.
Very good. The Longspellers, sponsored by the Longfellow Neighborhood Association.
Steroid. Any of a class of compounds that are characterized by polycyclic structure that usually include the sterols and vitamin D, as well as many other naturally occurring compounds. Cortisone is a steroid commonly used to treat rheumatoid arthritis. Steroid.
Steroid. S-T-E-R-O-I-D. Steroid.
Correct.
Very good. Marsh Advantage America Spellers.
Motto. A short suggestive expression of a guiding principle. Elaine's personal motto is fortune favors the bold. Motto.
Motto. M-O-T-T-O. Motto.
Correct.
Very good. Oh, and Cabell Kiwanis with that beautiful little Princess the Sign.
Fortification. Something that defends or strengthens, especially works erected to defend a place or position. The fortification at the bridge kept enemy tanks from entering the town. Fortification.
Fortification. F-O-R-T-I-C. F-O-R-T-I-F-I-C-A-T-I-O-N. Fortification.
Correct.
The Press Citizen Spellers.
Pious, devout. The pious, excuse me, the pious Jewish historian saw in Israel's exile God's punishment for sin. Pious.
Pious. P-I-O-U-S. Pious.
Correct.
Very good. The Savants, sponsored by McGrath Financial Services.
Inlaid. Set into a surface so as to form a decorative design or decorated with a design so formed. The sales clerk showed Michael and Aaron an imported coffee table inlaid in brass.
Inlaid. I-N-L-A-I-D. Inlaid.
Correct.
Very good. Skort and Speller, sponsored by the University of Iowa President's Office, which I've forgotten to say, so I'm going to say it many times more tonight.
Is begging allowed?
Yes. So are bribes.
Nitrite. A salt or ester of an unstable acid known only in pale blue solution. Sodium nitrite is one of a variety of chemicals used to cure country hams. Nitrite.
Nitrite. N-I-T-R-I-T-E. Nitrite.
Correct.
Very good. Spellbound, sponsored by the Lenzing Funeral Home and Cremation Service.
Uncouth. Lacking in polish and grace. Last night we watched a movie about turning an uncouth high school student into a princess. Uncouth.
Uncouth. U-N-C-O-U-T-H. Uncouth.
Correct.
Ben, I'm sure many of us in the audience would like to have the name of that movie.
It doesn't say, Bill.
Was it an instruction manual? Okay, The Three Guys, sponsored by Buckle Down Publishing.
Insanity. Such unsoundness of mind as excuses one from criminal or civil responsibility. At his arraignment, the defendant pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. Insanity.
Insanity. I-N-S-A-N-I-T-Y. Insanity.
Correct.
That word been on a few memos out of Buckle Down Publishing? Is that? Webster's Collegiate, sponsored by University of Iowa Community Credit Union.
Siesta. An afternoon nap or rest. Some Latin American countries have extra periods of rush hour traffic as people go home for their siesta. Siesta.
Siesta. S-I-E-S-T-A. Siesta.
Correct.
And the West Bank Speller, sponsored by West Bank.
Archaic. Relating to, belonging to, or having the characteristics of an earlier and often more primitive time. Justice William O. Douglas wrote that many features of the law seem archaic to the average citizen. Archaic.
Archaic. A-R-C-H-I-A-C. Archaic.
That is incorrect.
Whoops.
You got the last A and I mixed up. A-R-C-H-A-I-C.
Okay, very good. All right, we're done with the... Very good. You know, for people who are watching on television at home, and it's unbelievable with the tension there is in this room up here. Seriously, when people are spelling it, I think that you all, I mean, that's a laughter of tension release here, that you think that everything is clear, and the minute that word comes out, your mind goes blank, and it's really very much more challenging than it seems when you watch it on television. So you people are doing a marvelous job. We're now starting round 2. That was the end of round 1, and everybody's had a chance to spell. And now here's where it gets gritty. Here's where a mistake puts you out of the spelling bee. So now you can't get sloppy now, and you got to be careful about what you're doing. This is the real thing. So we start out again. Act Like Spellers, sponsored by Pogo and Friends. Good luck.
Illuminate. Decorate with gold or silver or brilliant colors with often elaborate designs or miniature pictures. Some contemporary monks now illuminate websites, much as their predecessors did on handwritten pages hundreds of years ago. Illuminate.
Illuminate. I-L-L-U-M-I-N-A-T-E. Illuminate.
That's correct.
Bradley and Riley, PC.
Pedestal. The base of an upright structure, as a statue, vase, or lamp. Because tourists did so much damage to the statue in the town square, it was moved to a much higher pedestal. Pedestal.
Pedestal. Pedestal. Pedestal.
Correct.
All right, the headliner, sponsored by the Gazette.
Embrocation. A liquid or semi-liquid alcoholic, oily, or saponaceous preparation of a consistency thinner than an ointment for application to the skin with friction, especially as an anodyne or counter-irritant. The fact that Della's throat is so much better can be attributed to the excellent embrocation her mother applied regularly. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Embrocation.
Embrocation. Embrocation. Embrocation.
That's correct.
Oh, yes. All right. See, it gets tough. Where are we? Oh, that just confused me. We're on the iCard team now for the Iowa City Area Association of Realtors. I should even read that up here. Thanks.
Anchovy. Any number of small herring-like fishes, especially a common Mediterranean form, esteemed for its rich and peculiar flavor. Joshua informed his mother that one anchovy had rendered the entire pizza inedible. Anchovy.
Anchovy. Anchovy. Anchovy.
Correct.
Wow. We have the Iowa City Community School District School Board team, sponsored by the same entity.
Argonaut. An adventurer or traveler engaged in a particular quest. The exploits of Hercules include a stint as an Argonaut. Argonaut.
Argonaut. Argonaut. Argonaut.
Correct.
Kirkwood Killer Bees, sponsored by Kirkwood Community College.
Distillation, the process of driving off gas or vapor from liquids or solids by heating and condensing to liquid products. The petroleum industry uses distillation on a large scale to separate the various components of crude oil. Distillation.
Distillation. Distillation. Distillation.
Correct.
Good. The Letterhead, sponsored by the Iowa City Public Library Board of Trustees.
Calzone, a baked or fried turnover of pizza dough stuffed with various fillings, usually including cheese. Jenna's calzone was so large that it nearly covered her plate. Calzone.
Calzone. C-A-L-Z-O-N-E. Calzone.
Correct.
The Logocephalic, sponsored by the Bookend Committee.
Mistletoe, a Eurasian hemiparasitic plant that has greenish stems, thick leathery leaves, small yellowish flowers, and waxy white glutinous berries, and that grows pendant from various, usually deciduous trees. Lance earned extra Christmas money selling mistletoe at the mall. Mistletoe.
Mistletoe, M-I-S-T-L-E-T-O-E, mistletoe.
Correct.
Excellent. And the Longspeller, sponsored by the Longfellow Neighborhood Association.
Cylindrical, relating to or having the form or properties of a tube. The caterpillar looked like a small cylindrical accordion with pleats running around its circumference and spaced evenly along its axis. Cylindrical.
Cylindrical. Cylindrical. C-Y-L-I-N-D-R-I-C-A-L. Cylindrical.
That is correct.
Good. Foley woman, can we have a sound effect for an audience participation word?
Crescendo. A gradual increase in volume of a musical passage. The composer wrote many pieces which relied on a crescendo in the middle. Crescendo.
Very good. I did that just to make you nervous. This is the Marsh Advantage America Speller, sponsored by Marsh Advantage America.
Municipality, a primarily urban political unit, as a town or a city, having corporate status and usually powers of self-government. The municipality passed a new recycling collection law. Municipality.
Municipality. MUNICIPALITY. Municipality.
Correct.
Very good. Very good. Unruffled. Old capital of Kiwanis.
Decathlon, a 10-event athletic contest. The motivational speaker Bruce Jenner is famous for having won a gold medal in the 1976 Olympic Games decathlon. Decathlon. Excuse me, before you do that, I want to absolutely pronounce it correctly. I'm not sure if I did. Okay? Decathlon.
Decathlon. DECATHLON. Decathlon.
Correct.
There you go, man. The Press Citizen Speller, sponsored by the Iowa City Press Citizen.
Baronet, the holder of a dignity or degree of honor ranking immediately below a baron and above a knight. The baronet swaggered among the knights, but quailed before the baron. Baronet.
Baronet. B-A-R-O-N-E-T. Baronet.
Correct.
Very good. The Savant, sponsored by McGrath Financial Services.
Insignia, a distinguishing mark of authority, office, or honor, an emblem. The insignia of a brigadier general is a single silver star. Insignia.
Insignia. I-N-S-I-G-I-A. Insignia.
That's incorrect. There is an N in there. I-N-S-I-G-N-I-A.
Oh, let's give him a hand. The Savant. Nice job, Savants. Okay, we have the University of Iowa President's Office sponsoring Scorton Spellers, sponsored by the University of Iowa President's Office.
Amphibious, executed by coordinated action of land, sea, and air forces organized for invasion from the sea. The combined forces began an amphibious assault on the island. Amphibious.
Amphibious. A-M-P-H-I-B-I-O-U-S. Amphibious.
Correct.
Good job. Looks like Tom will be going to work tomorrow. Spellbound, sponsored by Lansing Funeral Home and Creation Services, or Cremation Services, depending on whether your glass is half empty or half full.
Latticed, furnished with a framework made by crossing lathes or other thin strips so as to form a network. Cirrus fashioned a latticed roof for his treehouse. Latticed.
Latticed. L-A-T-T-I-C-E-D. Latticed.
Correct.
Good. Three Guys, sponsored by Buckle Down Publishing.
Ostentation. An overly elaborate embellishment, especially in art. The ostentation of the carved gilded frame belied the grace and simplicity of the portrait inside it. Ostentation.
Ostentation. Ostentation. Ostentation.
Correct.
Very good. Good job. Webster's Collegiate, sponsored by the University of Iowa Community Credit Union.
Scrutiny. A searching study or inquiry, an investigation. Close scrutiny revealed that the new edition of the textbook was not significantly different from the old edition. Scrutiny.
Scrutiny. S-C-R-U-T-I-N-Y. Scrutiny.
That's correct.
And the West Bank Spellers, sponsored by West Bank.
Prognosis, the act or art of foretelling the course of a disease. Although the patient's surgery had been touch and go, Dr. Sims' subsequent prognosis was one of complete recovery. Prognosis.
Prognosis. P-R-O-G-O. Start again. P-R-O-G-N-O-S-I-S. Prognosis.
Correct.
Very good. Okay, that's the end of round 2. We have one team out. I'd like to also thank at this point, I didn't do this at the beginning, the Spelling Bee Organizing Committee, which is Bee Ferner, who's sitting in the very back of the room, and Duke McGrath, who is the tall one over there. And these are the people that organize this, and both of you, I think, have worked on this. I know Bee has every year. These people, we should give them a round of applause. Thank you very much. And how about another audience participation word made? Can we handle this?
Getting weaker there. There we go. Harridan, a strict, bossy, or belligerent old woman. It's hard to believe that age has turned that kind young lady into such a harridan.
That's what a harridan is. Ah, I know a few of those. Thank you, Maureen.
Sure.
All right, round 3. Act Like Spellers, sponsored by Pogo and Friends. Go ahead, Ben.
Arboriculture. The cultivation of trees and shrubs, especially for ornamental purposes. In arboriculture, the welfare of individual trees is of primary importance. Arboriculture.
Arboriculture, A-B-O-R-I-C-U-L-T-U-R-E, arboriculture.
I didn't quite follow it. I'll need a respell, please.
Arboriculture, A-B-O-R-I-C-U-L-T-U-R-E, arboriculture.
Incorrect.
The correct spelling?
A-R-B-O-R-I-C-U-L-T-U-R-E. Arboriculture.
Okay. Nice job, Act Like Spellers. Okay, we have Bradley and Riley, PC.
Empanada, a turnover filled with meat. For the hike, Luke packed an empanada and an apple in his knapsack. Empanada. Oh, sorry. Hi.
Empanada, E-M-P-E-N-A-D-A. Empanada.
Incorrect. I'm sorry. E-M-P-A-N-A-D-A.
Thank you, Bradley and Riley, PC. Nice job. See, it's getting tough. The headliners, sponsored by the Gazette. No pressure there.
Ciccative, causing to dry, promoting the action of drying. Zinc oxide is often used as a ciccative agent for skin rashes. Ciccative.
Ciccative. S-I-C-C-A-T-I-V-E. Ciccative.
Correct.
That is a definite, yeah. We're all bowing down to you, Linda. That is outstanding. The ICAR team, Iowa City Area Association of Realtors.
Gordian, intricate, complicated. No puzzle was too Gordian for Evan. Gordian.
Gordian. Gordian. Gordian.
That's correct.
I would have been way out on my Gordian on that one. This Iowa City Community School District School Board.
Conjugate, yoked or joined together, especially in pairs, acting as if joined. In mathematics and physics, problems often have I'm sorry, I mispronounced it. Should I repronounce the same word? Conjugate, yoked or joined together, especially in pairs, acting as if joined. In mathematics and physics, problems often have conjugate solutions.
Conjugate, C-O-N-J-U-G-A-T-E, conjugate.
Correct.
Very good. I was going to remind Jan to hold her sign up because the school board president wouldn't be happy for the sponsorship not to be shown, but she is the school board president, so I'll shut up. This is the Kirkwood Killer Bees, sponsored by Kirkwood Community College.
Literati, the educated class, a class of persons given to study, reflection, and speculation, especially concerning large, profound, or abstract issues. The New York literati gathered at the book signing party. Literati.
Literati. L-I-T-E-R-A-T-I. Literati.
Correct.
Excellent. The Letterheads, sponsored by the Iowa City Public Library Board of Trustees.
Interminable, having no end in time or existence, wearisomely protracted. Although the professor's lecture seemed interminable, it finally ended after 1 hour. Interminable.
Interminable. I-N-T-E-R-I-N-A-B-L-E. Interminable.
I believe that is incorrect. A missing letter. I-N-T-E-R-M-I-N-A-B-L-E.
Okay.
Nice job. The hand for the letterheads. Nice try. Okay, the Logocephalic, sponsored by the Bookend Committee.
Barbalate. Having short, stiff, hooked bristles or hairs, the biology students were asked to identify animals with barbalate hides. Barbalate.
Barbalate. B-A-R-B-I-L-A-T-E. Barbalate.
Sorry, that's incorrect.
Oh. Nice try, Logocephalics. Good job. A hand for them.
The correct spelling is B-A-R-B-E-L-L-A-T-E.
Isn't that comforting? Yeah, that's good. Oh, Ermani just said, nowhere close. That's reassuring. I'm with him. The Longspeller, sponsored by the Longfellow Neighborhood Association.
Cuisine, manner of preparing food, style of cooking. Jackie traveled to Lyon to take a 2-week course in French cuisine. Cuisine. Oh, sorry.
Cuisine, C-U-I-S-I-N-E, cuisine.
Correct.
We have the Marsh Advantage America spellers.
Ascension, the act or process of going upward from a lower level or degree. The article describes Tiger Woods' rapid ascension to the top rank of golfers. Ascension.
Ascension. A-S-C-E-N-S-I-O-N. Ascension.
That's correct.
Old Capital Kiwanis, with our Old Capital Kiwanis princess here.
Dissymmetry, the absence of or the lack of balanced proportions. The quilt designer was inspired by dissymmetry in crystal formations. Dissymmetry.
Dissymmetry. D-I-S-S-Y-M-E-T-R-Y. Dissymmetry.
It's incorrect.
D-Y-S?
Two M's. D-I-S-S-Y-M-M-E-T-R-Y.
Oh, nice job, Old Capital Kiwanis. It all hangs by a string. Next, we have the Press Citizen spellers. No pressure, guys. Just go for it.
Machiavellian. Machiavellian. Of or relating to Machiavelli, or his political doctrine that any means, however lawless or unscrupulous, may be justifiably employed by a ruler in order to establish and maintain a strong central government. The Machiavellian politician was accused of wheeling and dealing, backstabbing, and creating fall guys and cover-ups. Machiavellian.
Good, Ben.
Machiavellian. M-A-C-H-I-A-V-E-L-L-I-A-N. Machiavellian.
Correct.
Very good. Good job. Okay, actually, we have this Gorton Spellers, sponsored by the University of Iowa President's Office.
Septendecimal. Relating to septendecimal, relating to the number 17, based on the number 17. Rob mistakenly thought that once he had lived beyond his septendecimal year, he could do as he pleased in his parents' house. Septendecimal. Septendecimal.
Septendecimal, S-E-P-T-I-N-D-E-C-I-M-A-L, septendecimal.
Mr. President, that is incorrect.
Nice try, and thank you for being here.
Can I still show up for work tomorrow?
I have to say, that was valiant of David to do that so that his team members could save face. That was
The correct spelling is S-E-P-T-E-N-D-E-C-I-M-A-L. Septendecimal.
Wow, that was close. That was good. We have Spellbound, Lansing Funeral Home and Cremation Service.
Okay.
Remember, these people are from West High School. These are high school students. They're smart.
Allotropic. Of relating to or exhibiting the phenomenon of existence of a substance in two or more different modifications. Diamonds and graphite are two native allotropic forms of carbon. Allotropic. Sorry.
Allotropic. A-L-L-E-T-R-O-P-I-C. Allotropic.
Sorry, that is incorrect.
Nice job, Spellbound.
The correct spelling is A-L-L-O-T-R-O-P-I-C.
Here's
Allotropic.
one allotropic compound that I like. I'll tell you. Okay, Three Guys, sponsored by Buckle Down Publishing.
Scythe. An implement used for mowing grass, grain, or other crops, and composed of a long curving blade fastened at an angle to a long handle. Cecilia used a scythe to cut the long weeds in the backyard. Scythe.
Scythe. S-C-Y-T-H-E. Scythe.
Correct.
Okay, Webster's Collegiates, sponsored by the University of Iowa Community Credit Union.
Aphasia. The loss or impairment of the power to use words as symbols of ideas that results from a brain lesion. As a speech therapist, Tonya takes a particular interest in patients struggling with aphasia. Aphasia. Thank you. You gotta go like this.
A moment of aphasia.
Aphasia. E-P-H-A-S-I-A. Aphasia.
Sorry, that's incorrect. A-P-H-A-S-I-A.
Wow. Nice try, Webster's Collegiates. Good job. Good job. Thank you. West Bank Speller, sponsored by West Bank. Looking a little nervous. Yeah.
Hermetically, in a manner that prevents entry or change. With its flowered wallpaper and quaint furniture, the old house looked as though it had been hermetically sealed sometime in the 1880s. Hermetically.
Hermetically. H-E-R-M-E-T-I-C-A-L-L-Y. Hermetically.
That is correct.
And they're in the game. All right, we lost in that round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams. So we're down to 10. That was huge. So we better have an audience participation word here.
Yes.
Maeve, we're not hearing you very well. Are you all right?
Ptomaine. All right. Ptomaine, decomposed protein thought to cause food poisoning. The egg salad tested positive for ptomaine. Ptomaine.
Okay, audience. All right, let's have another one of those, Maureen. How about another one? Come on, Maeve. We need another one. There we go.
Sarsaparilla. Sarsaparilla. The dried roots of any of several tropical American plants used as a flavoring. The taste of sarsaparilla was new to the youngsters. Sarsaparilla.
Thank you, Maureen Delaney. Now, to set the scene a little bit here, I talk to the people on television because all of us will forever be on television forever. This is eternal life. And but for people who are watching on television, that you should see that all the teams of spellers spell all the words as these people spell it here. And then again, the energy is quite something here. Let's start again. This time, our first team up, first of our 10 remaining teams, is the headliner, sponsored by the Gazette.
Your word is enthalpy. A thermodynamic quantity that is the sum of the internal energy of a body and the product of its volume multiplied by the pressure, called also heat content. To help determine the change in enthalpy, Gruen carefully specified the physical states of all the reactants and products. Enthalpy.
Enthalpy. E-N-T-H-A-L-P-Y. Enthalpy.
That is correct.
Very good. The ICAR team, Iowa City Area Association of Realtors.
Pusillanimous. Lacking or showing a lack of courage, strength, and resolution, marked by mean-spirited and contemptible timidity. Edgar never forgave his brother's pusillanimous desertion during the war. Pusillanimous.
Pusillanimous. P-U-S-I-L-L-A-N-A-M-O-U-S. Pusillanimous.
Incorrect.
Oh, nice job, ICAR team. A new team, Iowa City Area Association of Realtors. Nice job.
The correct spelling of that is P-U-S-I-L-L-A-N-I-M-O-U-S. Pusillanimous.
Okay, the pressure's on for the ICCSD School Board team, the Iowa City Community School District School Board. What was that word, aphasia, we had earlier?
Gazpacho. A soup made of uncooked chopped tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, onion, garlic with vinegar, oil, and condiments, and served cold. The restaurant was famous for its gazpacho.
Gazpacho. G-A-Z-P-A-C-H-O. Gazpacho.
Correct.
You may or may not know that Lauren Reese is a gourmet cook, so that was an easy word for her. All right, we have the Kirkwood Killer Bees, sponsored by Kirkwood Community College.
Narcissism. Over-evaluation of one's own attributes or achievements or of those of one's own group. The once successful politician fell victim to narcissism and eventually became less effective. Narcissism.
Narcissism. N-A-R-C-I-S-S-I-S-M. Narcissism.
Correct.
The Longspellers, Longfellow Neighborhood Association.
Idiosyncratic. Marked by a peculiarity of physical or mental constitution or temperament. In his autobiography, Andrew described the idiosyncratic behavior of his zany upper-class family. Idiosyncratic.
Idiosyncratic. I-D-I-O-S-Y-N-C-R-A-T-I-C. Idiosyncratic.
That's correct.
Very good. Marsh Advantage America spellers.
Bodega. A combined wine shop and grocery store. Miguel's mother sent him to the bodega for a loaf of bread. Bodega.
Bodega. B-O-D-E-G-A. Bodega.
Correct.
Okay, logistic difficulties here. We have the press citizen spellers who have crossed over to the other side.
Plumbeous, having a dull gray color like that of lead. The plumbeous core of a so-called lead pencil is graphite. Plumbeous.
Plumbeous. Plumbeous. Plumbeous.
Correct.
Oh, wow. That's impressive. Impressive. Okay, we've got 3 guys from Buckle Down Publishing.
Numismatics. The study of coins, tokens, metals, paper money, and objects closely resembling them in form or purpose. An individual well known in the field of numismatics gave a lecture on wampum to the class in Native American history. Numismatics.
Numismatics. Numismatics. Numismatics.
That is correct.
Very good. Good job. And we've got West Bank Spellers, sponsored by West Bank.
Rasgado. The arpeggio effect produced by sweeping the strings with a thumb in guitar playing. Rod ended his guitar solo with a resounding rasgado.
Rescato. R-E-S-C-O-T-T-O. Rescato.
Can you spell it one more time, please?
R-E-S-C-O-T-T-O. Rescato.
That is incorrect. The spelling is R-A-S-G-A-D-O.
Oh.
Way off.
Nice job, West Bank. Good job. Okay, Maureen, we need another word. Maeve, can you introduce it? That's what a few teams feel like here.
Yeah, right. Munificent, larger or more generous than is usual or necessary. The donation to the library was so munificent that it purchased 20,000 books.
And that could be any one of you. Munificent people here. Okay. All right, we're starting the 5th round. We are down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams. So it's getting tight, and eliminations are happening quickly, but don't let that pressure you at all. Okay, let's start with the headliners. Sponsored by the Gazette.
Golem, an artificial figure constructed to represent a human being and endowed with life. Some people believe that Mary Shelley based her story of Frankenstein on the ancient Jewish tradition of the golem. Golem. Sorry.
Gollum. G-O-L-U-M. Gollum.
Incorrect. G-O-L-E-M.
Oh, valiant effort. Oh. And after they won on that, after they made that just incredible word, it's a 5-letter word that takes you down. Isn't that amazing? Okay. The Iowa City Community School District School Board is next.
Miasma. A vaporous exhalation, as of a marshy region or of rotting matter, formerly believed to contain a substance causing disease. Eloise couldn't wait to escape from the miasma that had settled over the entire swamp. Miasma.
Miasma. M-I-A-S-M-A. Miasma.
Correct.
Good. Wow. Wow. Okay, the Kirkwood Killer Bees, sponsored by Kirkwood Community College.
Floxylation. An aimless, semi-conscious plucking at the bedclothes observed in conditions of exhaustion or stupor in high fevers. The doctor explained that the patient's floxylation will subside once her dangerously high body temperature lowers. Floxylation.
Okay, floxylation. F-L-O-C-C-I-L-L-A-T-I-O-N. Floxylation.
That is correct.
That is amazing. Well, now you know why that team has won so many times. The Longspeller is sponsored by the Longfellow Neighborhood Association.
Paraphernalia. Articles of equipment. Mark lugged all his photographic paraphernalia to every spelling bee. Paraphernalia.
Paraphernalia. P-A-R-A-P-H-E-R-N-A I'll start again. P-A-R-A P-H-E-R N-A-L-I-A. Paraphernalia.
Correct.
Corrected. Marsh Advantage America spellers, and remember, these are high school and a junior high person here.
Blitzkrieg. War conducted with great speed and force, specifically a violent surprise offensive by massed air forces and mechanized ground forces in close coordination. The Polish forces were roundly defeated by the Germans' Blitzkrieg. Blitzkrieg.
Blitzkrieg. B-L-I-T-Z-K-R-I-E-G. Blitzkrieg.
Correct. Very good. The Press Citizen Spellers, sponsored by the Iowa City Press Citizen.
Scutage. A tax or fine levied against one who does not render required military service. The young man resolved to pay the scutage rather than join the Duke's army. Scutage.
Scutage. S-C-U-T-A-G-E. Scutage.
That's correct.
Oh, all right. It's a good thing that was correct. I accidentally marked you as having had it correct on my chart here. So you had to get it right. Next are three guys from Buckle Down Publishing.
Adherend. One of the bodies held together one of the bodies held to another by a bonding substance such as glue. The instructions on the package said to spread a thin layer of cement on each adherent and clamp them together overnight. Adherent.
Adherent. ADHEREND. Adherent.
Correct.
That's good. Okay. Okay, that's it for this round. That's okay. Now we need another audience participation. May, would you usher it in? That's good.
Oeuvre. The works of a painter, composer, or author regarded collectively. Grant Wood's oeuvre has made an impression on many other artists. Oeuvre.
Good. And Maureen, how about another one?
All righty. Efficacious. Successful in producing a desired or intended result. The team's study sessions were efficacious during the spelling bee. Efficacious.
Okay, we're approaching the beginning of the sixth round. I noticed that there are a lot of people in the audience here who are spelling. Is there anybody who's gotten all the words in the audience right so far? Anybody missed only one? Right? Pardon me? No, I don't mean the audience participation words. I mean the regular spelling words. A lot of you are out there spelling. You have lists, and I see even former spellers from people who have spelled at the spelling bee here before, too. And that brings to mind that I wanted to encourage any of you to form a team and to come to Patty McCarthy here, who's the fundraiser for the library, and she'll keep track of you and find you a sponsor, hopefully, for next year. And if you are either in the television audience or a sponsor watching on television, it costs $300 to sponsor a team this year, and it may go up next year. And we encourage you to be a sponsor. You'll be on TV forever, and I'll say your name as much as I can, including the University of Iowa President's Office. Okay, the next round is round number 6. We are left with 6 teams, and so it's getting very tight. We'll start with the Iowa City Community School District School Board, who is impressing all of us with their ability to not even consult and spell. Go ahead, Ben.
Furlough, a leave of absence granted to a governmental or institutional employee as a soldier or civil servant. After basic training, the commander granted a 2-week furlough to all the soldiers in the company. Furlough.
Furlough, F-U-R-L-O-U-G-H, furlough.
That's correct.
Good job. The Kirkwood Killer Bees, sponsored by Kirkwood Community College.
Assisi, embroidery with unworked designs outlined by a solid background of cross-stitch. Elaine purchased an antique Italian pillowcase decorated with Assisi. Assisi.
Assisi. A-S-S-I-S-I. Assisi.
Correct.
Good. The Long Spellers, sponsored by the Longfellow Neighborhood Association.
Ingenue. A stage part representing a character that is youthful, innocent, appealing, sweet, and sympathetic. Stephanie was one of 3 students called back in the tryouts for the role of the ingenue in the school's spring musical. Ingenue.
Ingenue. I-N-G-E-N-U-E. Ingenue.
That is correct.
Very good. Marsh Advantage America spellers.
Sigillate. Decorated by means of stamped-on patterns or motifs used especially of ancient Roman ware. The sigillate pottery shards found in the ruins appeared to have a pattern of birds and flowers. Sigillate.
I thought we were saving that word for Scorton spellers. Oh, okay.
Sigillate. S-I-G-I-T-A-L-E. Sigillate.
Once again, please.
Can I?
No.
Sigillate. S-I-G-I-L-A-T.
Incorrect.
Oh, nice job, nice job.
The correct spelling is S-I-G-I-L-L-A-T-E.
Oh, excellent job. That's a very young team and certainly a credit to their sponsors. Okay. The Press Citizen Spellers.
Meniscus, the curved upper surface of a liquid column. Because mercury sticks to itself better than most other substances, its meniscus is usually convex or rounded upward. Meniscus.
Meniscus. M-E-N-I-S-C-U-S. Meniscus.
Correct.
Okay. 3 Guys, sponsored by Buckle Down Publishing.
Psychedelic, very bright in color. Kate showed Mary a psychedelic Peter Max poster she had saved as memento of the 60s. Psychedelic.
I think I remember that word. And what do they say? If you were there, you don't remember it? For the 60s?
Psychedelic. P-S-Y-C-H-E-D-E-L-I-C. Psychedelic.
Correct.
Good. Webster's Collegiates, sponsored by the University of Iowa Community Credit Union. Oh, no, sorry, they're out. Oh, bad chart. Sorry. Next round. How about another one, Maureen? Maeve, you want to usher it in? The tension, the suspense, the audience.
Commensurate, corresponding in size or degree. The details included in the children's original stories were commensurate with their ages. Commensurate.
Okay, we are now down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams here. And we are going to start out with the Iowa City Community School District Board. And Ben, we're ready.
Inosculate, unite or join so as to become or make as if one. During the surgery, Dr. Manning will inosculate the torn tissues. Inosculate.
I was just saying to Betsy today, why don't we inosculate those 2 pieces of bread with some peanut butter?
Inosculate.
Sorry, Lauren.
Inosculate. I-N-N-O-S-C-U-L-A-T-E. Inosculate.
Sorry, that's incorrect. There is only one N. I-N-O.
Oh, that was so close. So close. Give our school board a hand. They deserve it. They deserve it. That is
I-N-O-S-C-U-L-A-T-E.
very good. Now, Kirkwood Killer Bees are next.
Miscreant, one who behaves criminally or viciously. Some miscreant dumped a bucket of paint in Herb's convertible. Miscreant.
Miscreant, M-I-S-C-R-E-A-N-T, miscreant.
Correct. Very good. Okay, are we done? The Longspellers, Longfellow Neighborhood Association.
Hamartia, a defect of character, error, guilt, or sin, especially of the tragic hero in a literary work. Overweening ambition proved to be Macbeth's hamartia. Hamartia.
Hamartia. Hamartia. Hamartia.
Correct.
Whoa. That's amazing. What about the neighbors can do? Press Citizen spellers, Iowa City Press Citizen. Shelley, do we have a rule about drug testing?
I'm for it.
Good, great.
Arachnophagus.
There's your drug test, huh?
Feeding on spiders. Jill's contribution to the discussion about arachnophagous creatures was that there are not enough of them. Arachnophagus.
Arachnophagous. Arachnophagous. Arachnophagous.
Slightly wrong. Very close. Arachnophagous. No.
Oh, good job. Nice job, Press Citizen. Excellent job. Good job, especially a first-time team. That was good. Okay, the three guys, sponsored by Buckle Down Publishing.
Hagiographer. One who writes about the life of a saint. Most biographies of the saints are anonymous, but some are attributed to a particular hagiographer.
Hagiographer. Hagiographer. Hagiographer.
Correct.
Oh, that's good. There you go, three guys. All right, we are down to 3 teams. Now, audience participation, have we had 10 words, Maureen?
We have had.
Do you have 10 words, audience?
10.
Yeah. All right, if you would pass your, you have your name and everything on your slips, pass them to the, is it to the outer side or pass them to the middle? Pass them to the outer side of your row. And we'll collect those and we'll tally those. We are now down to 3 teams, and so this is where it gets really tough. The rules change when we get down to 2, so is everybody ready? All the teams, the remaining teams ready? Let's go. First team up here is Kirkwood Killer Bees, the reigning champions.
Okay. The same.
No pressure. Just remember, Kirkwood Killer Bees, if you don't win this year, this will be the first year in 4 years you haven't won. But don't let that influence you. Go ahead, Ben.
Passamology. The study of gestures as a means of communication. Native American Sign Language is one means of communication studied in passamology. Passamology.
Passamology. Passimalogy. Passamology.
Incorrect.
Spell.
Passimology.
Oh.
Passamology.
So close. So close. Way to go. Way to go. Okay, we're down to 2 teams, and the rules change a little bit. I'm going to read the relevant rule about this. And so I'd like the other team to come up here. That's the 3 guys from Buckle Down Publishing, and then we have the Longspellers from the Longfellow Neighborhood Association. The rule number 10 states that when the teams are reduced to 2, the elimination procedure changes. A, when a team misspells a word, and you need to listen carefully to this, when a team misspells a word, the other team shall be given an opportunity to spell that same word. If the second team spells that word correctly, plus the next word on the pronouncer's list, that team shall be declared the winner. B, if one of the last 2 teams misses and the other team, after correcting the error, misspells the new word, then the misspelled new word shall be referred to the first team. If that team succeeds in correcting the error and then correctly spells the next word on the pronouncer's list, that team shall be declared the winner. C, if both teams misspell the word, both shall continue in the contest, and the team that first misspelled the word shall be given a new word to spell. The competition shall continue as in 10A and 10B above. Now, Tom, you're a lawyer. Will you translate that for us? Oh, Shelley. That's Shelley. You're
The judge understands the rule.
Good. All right. Thank God for the University of Iowa Law School. Okay. Well, are we ready? Ben, well, may we have the word, and the first speller will be the Longspellers.
Renaissance. Typical of the movement in Europe between medieval and modern times beginning in the 14th century in Italy, and marked by a revival of classical influence expressed in a flowering of the arts and literature, and by the beginnings of modern science. Leonardo da Vinci's work epitomized Renaissance art and thought. Renaissance.
Renaissance, RENAISSANCE, Renaissance.
Correct.
Okay, 3 guys. Sorry. Aphasia again. 3 guys, sponsored by Buckle Down Publishing.
Quisling. A traitorous national who aids the invader of his country and often serves as a chief agent or puppet governor. Many French citizens thought the Marshal Pétain, head of the Vichy regime during World War II, was little better than a quisling.
Quisling. Q-U-I-S-L-I-N-G. Quisling.
Correct.
Good job. Okay, back over to Longspellers.
Empleomania. An excessive desire for holding public office.
Did I mention the University of Iowa President's Office?
Justin's empleomania drove him to squander his fortune on political campaigns. Empleomania.
Empleomania, E-M-P-L-I-O-M-A-N-I-A, empleomania.
That spelling is incorrect.
Okay, that goes back over to 3 guys.
Embleomania. E-M-B-L-I-O-M-A-N-I-A. Embleomania.
That spelling is also incorrect.
Okay, good thing I read that rule C.
The correct spelling, and I hope I pronounce this correctly, empleomania, E-M-P-L-E-O-M-A-N-I-A.
Yeah. All right.
I didn't
So-
get my P's and my B's mixed up, did I?
Nope, there was
Okay.
an E mistake. All right, so it goes back over to long spellers.
Okay. Seraphic. Of, relating to, or befitting an angel of the highest order, especially in beauty or ecstatic adoration. The youth choir ended its concert with a seraphic chorale. Seraphic.
Seraphic. S-E-R-A-P-H-I-C. Seraphic.
Correct.
Very good. Three guys.
Bouquiniste. A dealer in second-hand books. The bouquiniste encouraged us to browse as long as we wanted. Bouquiniste.
Bouquiniste. B-O-U-Q-U-I-N-I-S-T-E. Bouquiniste.
Very good. Yes.
That was good. Okay, long spellers.
Fusillade. A number of shots fired simultaneously or in rapid succession, especially with small arms. A volley. The first rank of infantrymen fired a fusillade, sank to their knees, and waited for the second rank to fire over their heads. Fusillade.
Fusillade. F-U-S-I-L-L-A-D-E. Fusillade.
Correct.
Three guys.
Pugilist. A professional boxer. Leo's years as a pugilist took their toll on his coordination. Pugilist.
Pugilist. P-U-G-I-L-I-S-T. Pugilist.
Correct.
The long spellers.
Catastasis. The dramatic complication immediately preceding the climax of a play. During the catastasis, the audience wondered how the hero would resolve his predicament. Catastasis.
Catastasis. C-A-T-A-S-T-A-S-I-S. Catastasis.
Correct.
Three guys.
Viscount. A noble ranking below an earl and above a baron. The Viscount had no children and was growing desperate to have an heir. Viscount.
Viscount. V-I-S-C-O-U-N-T. Viscount.
Correct.
Excellent. Long spellers.
Phalanx. A group or body in close formation. Sarah craned her neck in wonder as the phalanx of military jets flew over in tight formation. Phalanx.
Phalanx. P-H-A-L-A-N-X. Phalanx.
Correct.
Very good. Three guys.
Skipperkey. A dog of a Belgian breed of small, stocky black dogs with foxy head and erect triangular ears, developed originally chiefly for use as a watchdog on canal boats. Andrew named his skipper key Captain. Skipper key.
Schipperke. Schipperke. Schipperke.
Amazingly good. Yes.
Impressive. Long spellers.
Isinglass. Mica, especially when in thin, transparent sheets. Isinglass is economically important because of its low iron content, because its low iron content makes it a good electrical and thermal insulator. Isinglass.
Isinglass. Isinglass. Isinglass.
That is correct.
Okay, I'm going to stop for just a moment to break, just to cause you to be a little bit more nervous. We, for the first time, have a tie between two audience people on the audience participation round. So we're going to have a little mini spelling bee right here between Robert F. Thompson. Would you come up here? And Soman, S-O-M-A-N, somebody named Soman. So if the two of you would come up. Never mind. So long spellers.
Long spellers.
Yeah.
Rhododendron. Any of various plants of the genus Rhododendron with persistent leathery leaves and bell-shaped flowers. Evan's mother plants a rhododendron along the driveway every year on his birthday. Rhododendron.
Rhododendron. R-H-O-D-O-D-E-N-D-R-O-N. Rhododendron.
Correct.
Three guys from Buckle Down Publishing.
Canaan, the region beyond death, a celestial abode of bliss, the place or state of the blessed dead. Mrs. Gruber, who will be 100 years old on her next birthday, talks often of seeing her loved ones again in Canaan. Canaan.
Canaan. C-A-N-A-A-N. Canaan.
Correct. Canaan.
Very good. Long spellers. Longfellow Neighborhood Association.
Olivaceous. Of the color olive or olive green. While walking through the salt marsh, Janice came upon a laughing gull's nest of 3 olivaceous eggs.
Olivaceous. O-L-I-V-A-C-I-O-U-S. Olivaceous.
That is incorrect.
So it goes over 3 guys.
Olivaceous. O-L-I-V-A-C-E-O-U-S. Olivaceous.
That is correct.
All right. If you get the next word, if 3 guys gets the next word, then they are our winners.
Does one of us have to deliver it?
You can let us one. Is that right?
Okay. So for these two. These. Okay. Modinia. A Portuguese art song typically romantic and sentimental. Gabriel composed a Modinha and dedicated it to Rosa, his wife. Modinha.
Modinha. Modinha. Modinha.
That is absolutely correct.
Oh, we have a winner. All right. Now, we can't leave, we can't get up and leave, we have to figure out, we have a tense contest going on in the other room. Do we have a winner? We have a winner of the audience participation. But before we leave, I want to thank a few people again. I want to thank the organizing committee, B. Ferner and Duke McGrath. And I want to thank Susan Craig, our library director, Shelley Kurtz, Martha Luberoff, Maureen Delaney, and Ben Kiefer, and Patty McCarthy. So let's have our winner. Okay, this is Soman. Here's our audience participation winner. He wins a gift certificate to Prairie Lights bookstore. There you go. And 2 spelling bee cookies. And, the best part. And so our winner, our third place people are the Kirkwood Killer Bees. We'd like them up here. Second place are the Long Spellers, sponsored by the Longfellow Neighborhood Association. And first place, 3 Guys, sponsored by Buckle Down Publishing.
Whoa, that was intense, wasn't it?
And Mr. Thompson gets a consolation
What's the
prize
temperature in this
also
library? Didn't you pay your heating bill?
It's better than being too hot. Good job, man.
Thank you very much,
Well done.
Martha.
Scuddage, by the way. I keep